Welcome to the Darwin Nines, the men's Division 1 Grand Final here at Skyring Rugby Park. You're with Dominic McCormack and Shannon Rioli. This men's Division 1 Grand Final between Larrakia and the Banks Bulldogs. Well, Shannon, two really good teams. They've both played really well across the course of the day. Larrakia, they're back-to-back premiers already in this competition, going for 3 in a row. This should be a cracker of a grand final.
Yeah, I think they've got a handful of motlops, Stephen and Shannon, some AFL experience there, and cousins JJ, Jeremy, Matthew, and Thomas as well, so all been involved in the team before, so good to see Ronnie Fijo as well, a bit of SANFL, VFL and NTFL experience. The Smith-Thompson brothers, they're out there as well, and Dre Thompson, one of the quickest players in the NTFL and one of the most easily recognisable with that big fro of hair.
The man with the hair, isn't
he? He's entertained us for a few years now since coming out of the under 18s with Wanderers and representing Larrakia, which is cool to see the Larrakia team doing well in this competition. And Banks, I think they put a team in and they've done well. They've got some good young players. Young Jed Fairchild played with them, and he was in the last 2 under 18s premierships for St Mary's, and probably a chance to make the step up to senior footy this year with Saints if he's staying at St Mary's. Young number, is it number 2? Yeah, Alex Zek. He's a handy young footballer. I think he's been playing at Banks since he was 16, 17 years old. So good to see a bit of that family connection or coming through the ranks. So I reckon Banks, if they are able just to compete, especially with this Larrakia team, with the talent they've got, if they can compete, I reckon that's their best chance. And again, punish them on the turnovers, because I know Stephen Motlop doesn't love chasing when the ball's going over his head towards his defence area, but we know how dangerous, one of the most damaging players anywhere really, wherever Stephen Motlop goes, he's probably the #1 attacker. Even at AFL level, I remember him kicking the winning goal for Port in a showdown a few years ago, and that was very entertaining. And he'll be giving his all today.
First half underway here, ruck contest, 1 down. Banks had first opportunity there. Crunching in there was Colbert. They come away with it. Little chip, it's going to be gathered on the first bounce. Clean pickup was excellent. Tackle laid, ball held in. Well done there, Iraklis Jikas. Had the tackle laid upon him. Slightly to the advantage here of Banks. Ruck contest, ball pushed forward. Again, Colbert did really well there in that ruck contest. Taken over by Larrakia now, out towards Dre Thompson. Held out of the by Caleb Wilson. Needs to find a target. He's got 2 targets to kick to. Missed both. There's a push in the back. It's going to be called here. So Alex Zek to take the free. I watched him in the earlier game and he played really well.
He's got some good hands.
And he makes space, just like Bo Tedcastle in the Division 2 Grand Final. He just knew how to make space.
Yeah, and this breeze feels like it's blowing straight at him from the goals there, so this will be a tough kick.
Early opportunity here for Banks to put a score on the board. Every opportunity will count. Kick on its way, and that did not come off the boot the way that he wanted it to.
No momentum on his run up. He was just walking the whole time and then tries to kick the ball 30, 40 metres. Treat it like you would a field kick. Get on the run, get in your as natural as you can. I know when you're kicking at goals, you sometimes drop your hips a bit low, and that's what we saw there. That kick was really spooned out to the left.
Stephen Motlop on the move in defence here. Early lead. Takes the kick in and takes it nicely. Normally a very good kick. There he goes, straight up the ground. Thomas Motlop the target, got hands to it, couldn't take it, had another crack at it, tapped it forward. Dre Thompson,
there's a speed.
Don't let him loose. Dre Thompson straight over the black dot. That is the first goal of the afternoon, and it goes the way of Larrakia and Dre Thompson. 1-0, 13 minutes to go on the clock.
That's exactly what you don't want there as a Banks team. You don't want any speed on the ball for Larrakia. You want to keep it in tight, keep it contest. If you can, force them to handball the ball back and then kick it long. Stephen Motlop took his time, kicked it to cousin Thomas, who gave a good hit-up lead, a good spoil on him there, but then built to the back, and there were 3 Banks players caught flat-footed, and Dre Thompson, in a flash of hair, he just ran past and kicked a goal.
Colbert and Fuller up in the ruck contest. Colbert goes back in and gets it again, which is very good. Mannix receives the handball, kicks long, hands to it for Banks, tackle laid, spillage. Coming through very nicely there was Robertson. Colbert, he's been run down. That's a terrific tackle there. And that tackle laid by Jerome Motlop. Known defender. Like Colbert's attack on the footy though.
Good kick.
Kick was good. Stephen Motlop marks that on the outer wing. Needs to chip sideways and does. His kick going towards Fijo, clears him. Ball tapped back into play. Now it comes to Fijo. Steps one way, then the other. Now caught. Spun around. Got a handball away. Thomas Motlop caught. Drops the ball, and the umpire calls that.
That play there where Stephen Motlop had to kick sideways was a perfect play there by Banks. They didn't buy in. They didn't go too hard and close him down and let him step past him. It was good. They forced him sideways, and they've got a turnover as a result of it.
So Banks with the ball in the middle of the ground now. Kick up to Xavier Robertson. Takes that, evades the tackler in Stephen Motlop. He's going to handball backwards. Goes to Williams, who's the captain. Kicks to a dangerous position, but Jerome Motlop using his body really well. Just
good
to
handball. Just flick
keep
that one
the
out
ball to
without
himself.
looking.
Up to Stephen Motlop, now to Alan May. The 1-2, little chip, perfect, straight to Thomas Motlop. Nice lead, went early.
Yeah.
Takes the mark out in front.
Saw that speed on the ball again. As soon as Stephen Motlop gets the ball, if he can get... He's a bit like Nick Dacos, I guess, in that sense. He's very attacking and very damaging with the ball. If you could compare him to anyone in the AFL at the moment who people might be aware of. And Thomas Motlop knew what was the play and gave a lead at the right time and kicked a nice goal.
He has put that straight through the middle, so Larrakia on the board twice now. 2-0 they lead. We've gone almost 5 minutes in this game. 15-minute halves here. Men's Division 1 Grand Final between Larrakia and Banks. Dominic McCormack and Shannon Rioli with you.
I think it was in the first half of they played the last round robin game before the finals, Larrakia and Banks, and in that one, Larrakia jumped out to a very commanding lead. I think it was 8-1 or 8-0 into the second half. But if they can keep it tight, Banks, they're doing okay to scrap and make a contest. But we saw then when the play opens up and it breaks down, Stephen Motlop's able to run and carry and get multiple possessions and kick the ball forward. We saw when he kicked sideways, it sort of held the play up and they weren't able to capitalise. As soon as he goes forward, it results in a goal.
So ball back in the middle now. Fuller up against Colbert. Fuller wins that one down well. Keeping himself in front there was Williams. Did really nicely to keep Stephen Motlop away from the ball. Beautiful play by Geekus. Just cleared a little bit of space. Handball comes out to Williams from the middle of the ground. Try marking that. The torpedo. He almost did too. Puko did really nicely. Colbert comes down with it.
He's moving really
Handball's
well,
off
Colbert.
to Mannix. Mannix needs to get rid of this. He does. Fuller almost got there. Crashing through nicely was Wilson. Jerome Motlop did really nicely to pick that one up. Gets back in there again. Little chip sideways, goes to Fuller. Fuller taken in the tackle. Banks now. Just need to calmly use the footy. That's a nice kick. Just a little bit too high. Thompson now. Hands to Fuller. Fuller in the middle. Space opens up. Alan May just camping out there. Has a bounce. Runs his full measure. Has a shot. And Alan May pops that one through. Winding back the clock, Shannon.
Yeah, he'd be enjoying himself out there, Alan May. Played a bit of senior footy with him at St Mary's. I think he moved across from Southern Districts early on in my career, and he was always a bit of an enforcer, has a bit of a rugby background, so you won't feel too out of place here playing football on a rugby field, Alan May. And
able to combine the best of both
yeah,
worlds
will
here.
Certainly not get lost in the positioning, and a very, very good goal. They found himself in about 30 metres of space.
Again, a smart footballer. Daniel Fuller wins that one down. Goes to his opponent, however, in lean. Banks now bring the footy up into their forward zone, and that is a terrific grab to Chaz Puko. So opportunity here to put their first on the board. They need to get some reward for effort here, Banks. 8 minutes to go in this first half. 3-0 at the moment. Puko with the shot on goal, and that has come off the boot poorly again.
Yeah, again, just the way, like if you compare the way he kicks that goal there to what he would if he was passing to someone on the ground, it would be totally different. The way you sit your bum down a bit more and you lean back on it and your leg comes further out in front when it's making contact with the ball instead of sort of underneath your knee or just in front of your hips.
Aaron Stokes with the lovely little pass there to Stephen Motlop. A little bit of dancing as usual from Stephen Motlop. Goes to Fuller. And he's just so quick on his feet, Stephen Motlop. Alan May did beautifully to control that.
Good pressure, good closing
Ball
pressure
knocked
there.
Away. Closing
Tom
pressure
Cross.
there came from Tom Cross, and he's rewarded here. Last touch was from May. Cross going across the ground.
Good switch kick.
And that was a
It
good
risky,
kick.
but it
Need to
paid
get it
off.
moving now. Lean with the handball. Finds his teammate in Fianca.
Good
Fianca,
patient
that's
play
really
here.
clever. Goes back to Alex Lean, the big man. He's put that into the perfect spot too to Colbert. That's a poor kick inside 50. Bit of a chaos ball. Could it work?
Ooh, that was almost a soccer there.
Stokes over the footy. Takes it. Handballs to Fijo. Steps around just a bit too easily. Finds Thompson. Goes to Fuller. He'll handball off again to Motlop. Looking for a runner. No, he's just going to do it all himself here. Steps through. Palmed off Colbert. Looking for Shannon Motlop. He started behind, he's still behind. Cheffers runs away from him, drills a pass to Colbert. Gee, Jack Colbert, been very impressed with him, Shannon.
I think he's meant to be resting down on the forward line, but here he is taking a mark up in the midfield area.
No rest for the wicked. Colbert's been good.
He's backing himself in here by the looks of it, unless he's given his teammates time to drop forward.
Well, he's got some big guys running forward. Lean is in space if he wants to go to him. Colbert's ignored him. Gone with a big kick. Going to have to be a contest. Oh, floating across. That was excellent by Puko. Ball hits the ground. No mark taken. And Banks managed to cut it off again, so they think a really good patch here. Nice mark by Jet Fianca. Chips inboard. Again, using the ball well. Left foot kick out wide. Iraklis Gikas.
That's a good kick.
Gikas, that is a good kick. The arms extended there from Puko again. So dead in front. He'll be kicking from about 25 metres out. An opportunity here.
Again, you called it perfectly there, Dom. It's pretty low risk footy. They're taking those short available options and it's opening up the ground. Again, with the smaller field, the short kicks aren't too bad. If it gives you opportunities to attack, you just got to kick the goals.
Oh, gee. Puko, he's done everything right. Banks have used the ball beautifully and that one just missing to the right-hand side. So Banks with no reward. Larrakia 3-0 on the board. 5 minutes to go in this first half. Running out wide here. Keenan Thompson, a little bit of room to move. Pops it up nicely to Stephen Motlop. He takes the mark. Look how easy that was. 2 kicks. They're already in the forward zone and Stephen Motlop lining up for a shot on goal here. Runs around. Banana on goal.
He has.
And that has gone straight through the middle. What a goal that is from Stephen Motlop. His first for the afternoon. That is a cracker.
He was outside the field of play when he started that play and plays on and snaps a beauty. Again, yeah, hugging the touchline there.
Now, Shannon, again, he is a quality player who has made that look easy. That, as a banana kick,
that is not
easy.
Yeah. No, it's a very special player who's put a lot of time into their snapping craft to hit those type of kicks. It is a hard kick. The ball spins all sorts of ways if you hit it wrong.
Daniel Fuller palmed that down beautifully to Ronnie Fijo. Ball out wide initially for Larrakia, but Banks have taken the footy again. Nice handball backwards to Chock Williams.
They've got numbers 40 up.
They can take the mark, they can't. Ball spillage here to Cross. Cross goes across the face of goal. Pressure on here, thumped away. And because that was in the contest, it's a dead ball and to be brought in.
I'm not 100% sure on the rule if the defending team touches the ball over the line. I wonder if you get it from the corner or something. That'd be maybe some reading I need to do for next year.
That's it. Ball on the move here. Taking it is Kevin Thompson. Little chip to Stephen Motlop. Keeps the ball in. He's going to have another shot here, no question.
And
he's popped that one straight through the middle again. What a banana kick that is. Stephen Motlop back to back.
Same player, same kick, same position.
Same result.
Same result.
Beautifully said, Shannon Rioli.
What do you play? 200? I think it's 218 games of AFL football across 2 clubs. So you can see that's the talent that got him there. And then he's got his brother Shannon in the forward line behind him, who was a North Melbourne Premiership player. So some quality down there. And cousin Jerome just wanders in. I think he might have played in the grand final as well in the Premiership with Wanderers. A lot of footy IQ down there.
Banks, handball. Might have been a throw, but high tackle is the call. So Dre Thompson laying that high tackle. Not quite. Lean was there. Ball taken away here by Matthew Motlop. Finds Dre Thompson.
Space now for Stephen here.
Middle of the ground, players in the clear. Goes to Keenan Thompson. Out wide to Jerome Motlop. Stephen Motlop just trying to pick when he needs to lead, and he just did that beautifully.
about 4 leads there from Stephen Motlop, so you can't say he isn't working hard. He led this way for Dre Thompson. He led across there, I think it was Keenan Smith, and then he went again. He sort of gave himself space, went back towards the goals, and then just did a bit of a goose step there to lose his defender. He probably turned his back on the ball as Jerome got it. Stephen Motlop again, just some smart play by him there, and again, some hard work.
4-0 they lead with just under 2 minutes on the clock. Kicks on goal, it's gone through the middle. 3 in a row here to Stephen Motlop has absolutely broken this game open. 5-0 they lead as we come towards half-time.
All on that far right flank or pocket, whatever we're going to call it. We'll have to come up with some terminology for the positioning for nines next year, Dom, I reckon. But yeah, that's, I guess, a Stephen Motlop pocket at this stage, just kicking some beauties from there.
You're going to have to call it the left forward corner.
Yeah, left forward, yeah. We'll have to look for maybe some soccer or rugby terminology to find out what that space of the ground is called. But it's all turning into gold when Stephen Motlop gets it there.
So Banks, they need to try and put a score on the board here before half-time. Puko to Williams. Williams cleared a bit of space in the middle, did really well, was strong over the footy. Good kick. Mark taken. Tom Cross just needs to go back and slot this.
Puko's down there unmanned if he wants to get to him quickly.
Needs to just have the shot and kick the goal. Kick is on its way.
Good.
And he's put it through. Tom Cross, well done. They deserved that, Banks. They've worked really hard. 40 seconds on the clock.
They're building play up really well. You've called it a few times, Dom. Those kicks sideways, those short 45-degree angle kicks, or those handball backwards, more importantly, it's probably the most effective play for them, because it gives their midfielders time to push forward and support the forward players when it does go in there, but also gives their forwards a chance to lead and get separation and get a one-on-one. We've seen Puko take some good marks. Young Alex Zek, he's had a couple cracks at the ball and looking dangerous. So if they can get some more forward opportunities, I reckon Banks in that second half can do some damage.
Puko wins that one down. Banks again almost out of the middle. Williams over the footy, pushes it to the advantage of a teammate. 5 seconds on the clock. Deakus went sideways. Kick Fuller, blocks that, siren sounds. First half action here. Larrakia leading Banks 5-1, but Banks not out of this contest. Don't write them off.
No, yeah, we spoke about in the first half of their round robin game during the initial rounds. I think at half time, Larrakia were 10 up, had 10 on the board, and I think Banks maybe had 2. So in a much healthier position. And I was talking about it with Brenton Toy, who was part of the Tiwi team with me earlier today. We said maybe Banks just let that one go. They know they're in the grand final because they did knock off Tiwi, and then there was a forfeit from the African team. So they had their 2 wins and they were into the grand final. Maybe they said, hey, let's just let Larrakia win this one, maybe get a false sense of security, and then in the grand final try and spring one on them. And they've done all right. They've kept them to 5 goals. And we've seen you can score quickly in this game. And Banks, Premier League reserve, Premiership coach Robert Hale there, he's done or completing his level 3 coaching. So he'll certainly be moving the magnets around and giving the boys some good instruction. And you know, with the Banks team, they're a really good team unit. The way they played the local season in the NTFL, they're a good, strong team. And if they can get some run, again, it's whenever the play breaks down and Stephen Motlop and Ronald Fijo and those sort of players are able to run and carry the ball. And again, with nines, you know, if you can get the ball to a player like Stephen Motlop, it's easier. It's a bit like soccer or like basketball. You give the ball to your main playmaker and they can dictate the play. And with Stephen Motlop's kicking, as we've seen, not just his goal kicking, but his field passing, it's very dangerous and very damaging. So Banks almost, do you tag someone in nines? I mean, depending on how serious they are, or do they get one of their fit young blokes and say, if you've got the run in you, just follow Stephen Motlop around. 1, you're stopping him, but 2, chances are they're going to kick the ball to him and you'll get kicks there. And it then forces the other players in the Larrakia team to go, hang on, I've got to then make the play because Stephen's out of the game. So I wonder if that's a tactic that Banks will go with.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone tagging at this stage
No,
in the Darwin 9, Shannon, so that's a first.
We'll see. I know Robbie Hale takes his footy pretty seriously.
He does.
He's a very competitive man and he might just do that. But again, he might just be saying, hey boys, this is a pre-season run for us. Let's just go and enjoy ourselves and really try and make a game of it. And,
well, they're certainly doing that, that's for sure. If we look at the goal kickers, Stephen Motlop was the one just in a very brief period, a 5-minute period really. Out of that 15 was a burst. He kicked 3 goals. aside from that, they were in the game. So they just corrected the score there to make it 6-1, which is correct. Yep. So Stephen Motlop with 3, then singles to Thomas Motlop, Dre Thompson and Alan May. For Banks, of course, they kicked their goal right at the end. So had opportunities though. Tom Cross, their goal kicker, just at the end of that first half. And probably the other player that I was very impressed with was their ruckman and Jack Colbert. Just seemed to be working everywhere. And their captain, a familiar name to Aussie Rules supporters, is Chock Williams.
Oh, how good is that?
Chock Williams, number 6, was working really hard in the middle of the ground. And then using the ball well, I should say. The other one who came into it late was Chaz Puko, who was taking good marks and therefore just couldn't convert.
Yeah, they've got Puko and...
Puko's there, and Colbert.
Colbert, so the two
talls. Him out of the ruck.
Which, with the breeze, and you've got Williams there, Chock Williams, skipper number 6, you've got him in the ruck. In the midfield, if he can win the ball, why not? It's a bit like the Hawthorn where they've gone with the 4 tall forwards.
That's it.
Big two-headed monster down there. And then the young, quick player, and Alex Zeck at their feet.
They are. Mannix got the first touch. Chock Williams with a little handball. Gets it away there too. Again to Mannix. Here they are into forward 50 straight away. Colbert to put the pressure on. He's got the body size to do it. Laying the tackle. They've thrown it over the boundary line. And how is that called? It's just a dead ball. And that is going to be a free to Larrakia. Bring that out of defence. And it's just a little bit too easy there. The mark to be taken by Ronnie Fijo. Looks to handball to Stephen Motlop. He'll have the pace. Oh, just steps around. He's run too far.
Oh, that's
and he's kicked, and that should be a free. And
that was a bit cheeky there by Stephen. He knows it too. He's smiling to the Larrakia bench.
Needs to be 15 metres at least as a penalty. Really should be.
I think it has been called. Yeah, he's been brought back. He did kick it from that 22 metre line, but it's only like a 10 metre penalty.
That wasn't where the penalty was though, originally it was here.
Yeah, you're right, he kicked it from there.
Well, they've gone across the ground here, have Banks, nice kick too, taken there by Joseph Mannix. Been in this early. Mannix, done well. Cheffers takes the mark. Puko, hands, last touch over the line. That should be a turnover, and it is. So he thought he had the free there, Puko.
I think Matty Motlop made the play with the spoil. He probably thinking he had last touch, but I think it's against the attacking team in that instance, maybe.
So Matthew Motlop now long kick down towards Fuller. Fuller had good body positioning. Front and centre, Thomas Motlop was excellent. Just handballs into space. Tried the tap on there was Jerome Motlop, couldn't do so. Turnover. Comes now to Cheffers. Long kick, turnover again.
Crucial mark there. They were out there, Banks.
Ronnie Fijo, just straight through the legs. Steps around nicely. As to a teammate there in Thompson. Back to Fijo, tried to bounce, couldn't grab hold of the handle again. Banks with the turnover, Dre Thompson laying the tackle. Oh, no attempt, Shannon.
He just lay on at that one there, the Banks player. You've got to try and tell it to the umpire that you're trying to get the ball out. I think there's a new ruling, you can't just hold it in.
Dre Thompson with the handball, goes to Fuller. Fuller will have a shot on goal and he will put it straight through the middle. No, he won't.
That's only missed. I thought they went through. Everyone else is going with it, so he must have.
Well, I'm a bit stunned. I thought that went straight over the black dot then.
Another ghost goal.
Another ghost goal. Banks bring the ball back into play. Mark taken by Mannix. Geez, he had a great start to this second half as Mannix. That's a nice kick out wide. Finds Robertson.
That's a good kick.
Colbert. Oh, I like the leap in the air too. That was majestic from Colbert.
Just kicked his leg there to give himself some extra hang time.
Colbert, he has been impressive. In the ruck, he was great. I love his energy. And he's presented beautifully.
Just need that goal kicking routine to be better than his teammates so far in this game. There you go, a bit more momentum.
A little bit of energy, kicks on goal, puts it through. Reward for effort, well done there to Jack Colbert. First goal of the second half for Banks.
And cleverly for them, Puko was waiting behind the goalpost to pick up the spare footer to get it straight back into the midfield. 4 goals down, 11 minutes and 40 seconds left. They looked a bit tired.
Because of Fuller's miss, that was actually the first goal of the second half.
It was, yes. Looking a bit tired, some of the Larrakia boys in that defensive transition.
Out of the ruck contest now, Banks again. Mannix, another touch on the footy, gets a handball out to Robertson, just needs to get rid of the footy. Does now to Chock Williams, I've got to love that name. Drills into Puko, too high, Colbert, he's going to get there before the line, does, steps around, another opportunity, steps again, Colbert, what a goal. That is a grand final goal if ever you've seen one. Well done to Colbert, and he has brought them back into the game.
I think everyone watching that would have given up on the play there, but Colbert, as it went over Puko's head, the ball just stopped again. That odd-shaped ball we use in the game of football, it just sat up, and just before it crossed the line, Colbert was able to pick it up and step around Matty Motlop, and I think he got around Jerome Motlop to kick a very nice goal there. Again, with those try lines as a dead ball zone, it's an interesting play there.
They're pretty good names that you're mentioning there too.
Oh yeah,
Shannon.
They're no slouches, those Motlop boys.
There's some serious names. Ruck contest now. Fuller beautifully down to Stephen Motlop, injected himself into the midfield here. Lovely kick out to Thomas Motlop on the lead. Gee. And Thomas Motlop, the professional that he is, just steadying things down here. 10 minutes to go on the clock. 6-3 is the lead that Larrakia have. They're looking for 3 Darwin 9s crowns in a row. That kick has gone the helicopter. So no score. Banks with the opportunity. Nice kick in. Good talking there. Theo Cortesis with the mark. Alex Zek with the lead. He's gone back into the midfield. And Mannix.
They could almost hit Puko from here if he gives them a lead. They're looking for him, but he's not getting on the move.
Needs to understand that he could actually do that. That's a nice long kick, and good positioning too there from Alex Zek. Takes the footy. Now the big guys have to get on the lead. Colbert
again. Can he grab it?
Dropped it. Kept it in the zone.
He's been paid a push in the back.
Oh, goodness me. Colbert. He just wants the footy, doesn't he? It's hard.
Just making the play. Saw that ball again coming over the top. Again, Alex Zek, a bit of crafty play there.
So Colbert puts that through the middle. He has kicked 3 in this.
3 in a row?
3 in a row in this second half. He's the only goal kicker for either side in this second half. Scoreboard now, 6-4.
2 goals. Plenty of time left
in the game.
They're looking a bit tired, the Larrakia boys. They're a bit quiet. So, it's been a long day out there. I think the first game was at about 10:40 this morning, so they've been out there for a long time now.
Up and about for a long time. Lean over the footy, gets the handball away, holding Stephen Motlop off the ball here. Trying to get it out, Cortesis. They've got the rugby scrum happening here.
Yeah, that was a clever play there by Cortesis. He could have dragged in, but he just kept it within arm's reach, but kept it outside from under his body.
Oh, great play there from Geekus. He hit that ball hard. Banks again, Puko over his head. Colbert hard at it, not going to stay in. Turnover will come. Last touch rule in play.
I wonder if they can unleash Geekus here. He just showed a bit of pace and attack on the ball. I wonder if they can get him up the ground and say, either as a defender, push up or push him into the midfield for someone who has been in there for a bit longer.
We often talk about how important it is to try and move through the contest, and he did exactly that. Little chip sideways here. Keenan Thompson receiving there from Aaron Stokes. Trey Thompson.
Tom Cross again with a good
Cross
team play.
Hard at the footy.
That was a one-handed mark as well.
Now Tom Cross, he knows what he's got to do here, and that is go back and kick a goal. He doesn't waste any time, pops it up. This is not going to make the distance. Contest.
There's Colbert.
Stokes is there, takes the footy away. Handball goes to Fuller. Back to Stokes. He's got a little bit of time and space. Little chip blocked off there by the Banks player there in Cheffers. He goes back in and gets hold of the footy. That's a nice kick to Lean. In good position. Colbert's by himself if we can find him. Puko needs to lead. Get back to the goal scorer and come and lead again.
At the back, that's
puts it out into space. Cross, he's got the opportunity. Just could not get there.
Just swung away from him at the end there into the hands of Keenan Thompson.
Call to play on. Dre Thompson is target. We'll find him. Oh, Aaron Stokes did really well there. Just kept his width beautifully. He had a lot of space. Now into the middle. The go-to man, Stephen Motlop, has a bounce. Lean, put good pressure on. Long kick out wide. And Fianca did beautifully to get there.
The switch is on for him. They should use it.
Oh, he's got to get rid of this footy here. Gets the handball away to Geekus. Up towards Cortesis. And he just could not handle the footy. They had so many options, Shannon. They did not know where to go.
Just too long.
Larrakia into the midfield. Turnover here. Goes to Cross. Just needs to chip it up to Puko. Colbert.
Let it go.
Bounced over the head. He's got to get hold of it and tap it through, and he did.
You can't soccer
I
it.
thought he did too. He had the soccer. Needed to get ball
He
to
almost
hand.
could have left it. And if it bounces off the post, it's play on, or it goes in for a goal.
Now the ball to Dre Thompson. Heads off on a run. Long kick. Out wide to Thomas Motlop. Banks know they're in this game. They have to keep fighting here. Motlop falls over, drags the footy in, keeps the footy. It's stolen away from him here by Cortesis. Little chip over the top goes to a teammate in Wilson. Wilson. Give the chip, and he does.
Now it's 1-on-1.
Geekus needs to get the ball in there. Another nice little chip. Well done. Using the ball well here. Caleb Wilson. In the shade. They'll be enjoying that shade across the ground at the moment. So Wilson, he's lining up for a shot here. The only Banks player down there is Nico. Doesn't matter. What a kick from Wilson. Wilson's put that straight through the middle. Caleb Wilson. Cometh the moment, cometh the man. Here he is. So that score, 5 minutes to go. Larrakia 6, Banks 5. Talk about a steady build-up, Shannon. They just did that beautifully out of defensive, the little short kicks.
They identified, I think Ronald Fijo was loose behind the ball. As soon as they hit that kick in the attacking half of the ground, he then had to come up to man the mark, and then that gave that space in behind for Wilson to sneak in, and that was a great finish.
Shannon Motlop in the middle. Ball comes here to Cortesis. Long kick up towards Colbert. Punched away.
They're questioning the last touch rule here.
Because that was punched away there. The umpire's saying no, it's a turnover
I think
to Stokes.
if I remember from a couple of years ago, the rule is you get a kick from the corner, but you can't have a shot on goal. I think that's what the rule is. So you can get a kick from the, in soccer terms, the corner area along the end line and the touch line, but you can't have a shot on goal. I believe that's what the ruling is, but it has to be a clear defence taking the ball over the line. Good pairing off here by Banks.
Yeah, they're putting the pressure on really nicely here. Stokes now to bring the ball back into play. He's forced to kick to a contest. Stephen Motlop using his body well. Couldn't take the grab. Pressure is maintained. Handball goes to Shannon Motlop. Tries to palm off and does. Bit of a to-do behind the play. Jerome Motlop came through, passed it off to Matthew Motlop. Long kick up towards Thomas Motlop.
Again.
And Cheffers
It's been great this second half.
took the mark well.
Again, that patient build-up creates an overlap.
Who's been important. He's made space really nicely. Geekus now making space as well. Cheffers is keeping his width out wide. Now Cortesis, a chip up. Going here for Alex Zek. Does he take the mark? No, he does. Comes off the chest. Goes to Jerome Motlop. Pops up the kick. Cheffers is there. Bounces away. Alan May. Can he get hold of it? He can't. Pressure's on. Cheffers comes through it nicely. Out to Wilson. Long kick. Colbert. The one-on-one.
Oh, he's got it.
He's taken the grab, runs in, kicks the goal. Scores a level here with just under 3 minutes.
Larrakia now rushing the ball back to the midfield because they know they need to get the game back on.
Well, this has never happened in a grand final featuring Larrakia, that deep into the second half, that the scores have been level. Each of their grand finals has been an absolute blowout. Banks, what can they do?
Oh, that was a soccer.
Charging through them was Fijo. Sockered, got it away to Dre Thompson. Thompson to Stephen Motlop. Kicks that high up and under. Cheffers is there. Thomas Motlop
gets in this time.
That is a terrific mark under pressure. Stephen Motlop in the clear. Lean just couldn't go with him. And Stephen Motlop, the professional that he is, he's going to take every moment he can
but he's
here.
going to make sure he kicks. The more time he takes, the more the pressure builds. But for someone of Stephen Motlop's quality, this should be a gettable goal. But see the umpire just waving him on, saying, "Come on, Stephen, get it going."
A minute 44 on the clock here. Scores level. Larrakia truly being challenged. Goal is kicked. Banks ready.
Straight
with
in.
the footy. Straight into the middle. So Stephen Motlop kicks his 4th for the game.
They'll get a minute 20 here.
Players organised.
If you're Banks right now, you just throw Puko on for this last contest. He's not on the ground.
Water boy in the middle. Umpire just needs to get this moving here. Larrakia win that down from the ruck contest. Fijo takes the footy. Little chip sideways and out wide goes to Motlop. Takes the mark. He'll take all the time he can again here. Little chip goes to Fuller. Pressure coming from Cortesis.
The ruckman, he's the one who's most likely to create a turnover if he's got
Umpire's
the ball
called
in
play on
hands.
here. Jeffers just needs to go, and he does. Kicks long. Colbert. It's going to go over the back. Where are the runners for Banks? Colbert's there. Colbert, he traps it. Ball's kept in. Lost the footy. Didn't dispose of the footy.
Got held.
Handball come. Oh, the call is
30
there.
seconds left.
30
Alex
seconds. 7-6 Larrakia in the lead. The umpire. Gee, the scrimmage was on. And Alex Zek.
Again, Bolter just stuck an arm out and kept the ball from rolling over the line. Larrakia kept it in play.
13 seconds to play. Alex Zek kicks on goal.
Play on.
The post. Play on.
5
There's
seconds.
5 seconds to play. Colbert holds his man in. Need to get the ball out. They flick it out. Play on. Siren sounds.
What a finish.
And Wilson was right onto the footy.
Kicked a goal.
A great grand final. Great game between Larrakia and the Banks Bulldogs. Congratulations to Larrakia. Commiserations to Banks. It was a great game. Well done to both teams. And
Wow.
we'll do the presentation ceremony shortly.
That was incredible. What a grand final. That is the best men's Division 1 grand final we've had in the Darwin Nines. That was superb. Larrakia ending up winning that match 7-6. Let's just remember, at half time, the score was 6-1. So Larrakia have kicked 1 goal. That
5
goal to
goals to
Stephen
1.
Motlop right at the end, and Banks have kicked 5, 4 of them to Jack Colbert.
He did it all for his team. He was great in the first half as a ruckman, and they threw him forward, and he was super impressive for them. And
Wow, let's
fought.
just go through those goal kickers quickly. Stephen Motlop with 4, 3 in the first half, and the winning goal in the second half to kick 4. Thomas Motlop with 1, Dre Thompson with 1, Alan May with 1, Jack Colbert with 4 goals, all of them in the second half. Opportunity there perhaps to kick another one. Caleb Wilson with a single, Tom Cross with a single, Larrakia winning in the end, 7-6. You've been with Dominic McCormack and Shannon Rioli. Shannon, a last comment before we sign off here?
What a great advertisement for the game.
Darwin Nines.
AFI Nines
Terrific.
in Darwin. Yeah, it's a great showcase, and hopefully it'll be bigger and better next year. I know the Tiwi boys in the group chat while we're on air, Dom, they were saying, yep, thanks for the today, and let's come back bigger and better. And I think they want to challenge Larrakia next year, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, great contest there by Banks, and they almost pulled it off, didn't they?
Oh, wow, they had opportunity. They almost pulled it off. I wanted to see them kick the goal so that we would find out, well, what happens when there's a draw
Yeah, what's
in
the
footy
extra time
nines?
arrangement? Is it a penalty shoot where you have a shot from the middle, or
Wow.
extra time? But not
Darwin
to be.
Nines, absolutely terrific. Presentation to happen here. Well done to Larrakia. They are triple premiers winning against Banks, 7-6. You've been with Dominic McCormack and Shannon Rioli, and we thoroughly look forward to bringing you the Darwin Nines again in 2026.
All right, congratulations to our Division 1 champions, Larrakia. Well done.